am going live today to talk about haunted travels that I've been going on in the past year. So this is going to be October 2022 into October of 2023. So before I start, I just want to say hi to everybody, and of course a big thank you to my Patreons, a huge thank you to my mods. The next place that I went that I want to talk about is Richmond, Virginia. And we went to, this Catherine and I, we went to Hollywood Cemetery, which, by the way, tickets are open for the conference in Richmond, Virginia. That's going to be happening in January. That's going to be January 26th through the 28th of 2024. And it so happens, Catherine's going to be one of the keynote speakers there, though I am hosting it with Crystalline and Emily, who have been on my channel plenty of times. I know some of you already bought tickets, which definitely do it. It's only going to be about 150 spots that are open. So it's going to be small, it's going to be intimate, and we're super excited. Now, the reason why I bring that up again, kind of going back to Hollywood Cemetery, I had never been there before. I knew nothing about it. Catherine knew some things, and I was just like, look, can I do blind reads in this cemetery? And I trusted them to have like some history kinds of things. So we walked around. That's a video that's also on my YouTube if you want to check it out. I think the coolest thing that happened there though was, so there was this underground grave, I guess technically it would be a mausoleum. And I'm glad that I can show the sides of myself online that are not entirely confident, because it happens. Also, thank you, Sarah. Like, I'm a person, like I never want to appear like I know everything and da 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 da. No, I'm honest about my imposter syndrome. I have to sit down with it and like address it. So in that video, you actually get to see me doubt myself. Which I think is good. I don't think enough psychic mediums show that side of themselves, and naturally they're concerned that people wouldn't believe in them and that kind of thing. I'd rather y'all know the truth when I'm not feeling entirely confident about something and just appear human. So I'm out here to be human. But yeah, we're walking past this giant mausoleum, and I felt something from it for a little while, and I found like the fencing around it to be not extra, but it was just like more than what else was around it. And Catherine's like, okay, what do you get from this? And I had this moment of doubt. Like, I was tired. It was the end of the day. I'd already driven like that day. Like, it was like a lot of things. And I was just like, oh, I don't know. And then Catherine was about to like look into the story, and I was like, well, it seems like, I don't know, the word that popped into my mind was vampire. And Catherine's face was just like, I was just like, what? Like, vampire? What? Like, how is that? What? That doesn't make sense. You know, my brain trying to talk me out of the psychic information that I had just received, like, out of the blue, right? And I was getting, like, feelings from like this guy that was inside, and he was like very charming, and he was very much like, come in, like that kind of thing. And I was just like, I feel weird about that. Like, that doesn't feel right. And I was like, I'm not gonna go in there. So the tale of the Richmond vampire, and I hope I recall this correctly, they were doing this, they were working on a rail line, something like tunnel related or something near the city. If any of you Richmond folks are watching and you want to say what that is, oh good, so Hollywood is my old stomping ground. Great, so you probably know more than I do. Thank you. From The Most Dangerous Game. Yeah, they're doing work on this, and then something like crawled out of this deep cavern, and it was not looking human. It seems to be like mostly biped, but like longer arms and just really gross looking. And they said that it went across town and it ran into the tomb of this man. And yeah, that's like the story of the vampire. I feel like there's more there, but that's what the general internet search said. So if some of you want to offer more information on that in my comments, you're welcome to do so. It's like a local lore sort of thing, perhaps. Oh, good, thank you. You live down the street from the tunnel. Oh, okay. Cool. I wonder if the tunnel's haunted itself. It's kind of interesting how like energy moves. Might be a thing. I don't know. But yeah, it was it was a really wild thing, and it's one of those things too where it's like, was there actually a vampire there, or were enough people coming by that it kind of created this energy, and that's what I picked up on, and it just kind of fit the guy who was living in there. Though I actually did a read on what I was sensing from the man who was actually buried in there, that matched up with the history of it. So you get to see me both doubt myself as well as get that validation all within a few minutes time in that video. So that was really cool. Yeah, Richmond was really cool. I'm really looking forward to going back. And yeah, I hope some of y'all watching will be able to join us for that conference. It's called Sacred Spaces Gathering. It is a spiritual gathering for grounded people. And we're having multiple speakers. We're having a therapist speak. We're having a life coach speak. We're having multiple workshops. Thank you, Michael, for the ghost. And it's about finding equilibrium in your spiritual journey. So it's not all this, wild sort of experience. It can be wild, it can be fun, but I think the most important thing is for people to feel like they have control at least over themselves, so that when they do experience things, it's not too wild for them, or at least they can shield up and be like, I'm not ready for that. That's also respectable as well. Yeah, I'm so excited about this conference. Yeah, let's see. Oh, and we're having vendors there too. We're still taking vendor applications. If you are interested, just go to sacredspacesgathering.com. It's on the top of the links in my bio, on my link tree. And yeah, or just check it out to answer. If you have more questions about that, check it out. I'm going to be reposting a live on my YouTube later about that, and it's already up on Instagram because Crystalline and Emily and I went live yesterday on Instagram. So if you want to check that live, get more questions answered, it is there, or you can ask me questions on that video. Anywho, okay, let's see. So Richmond was next. What was next? It was St. Augustine, Florida. So this is around the time of, this was in February.